You know what's really sexy? Those delicious twice baked potatoes you used to get from the steakhouses back in the 90s. In the 90s. It just so happens I have a 10-pound bag of potatoes I have to do something with and a lot of time on my hands. Let's go make some twice baked potatoes. Come on! I just put some bacon in the oven to crisp up, so I took a whole package, put it on a baking sheet, and popped it in there for about 20 minutes on 400. And while that's crisping, I've taken about 7 russet potatoes. If yours are bigger than this, then you may want to go with just 4. So I've washed them and scrubbed them, and now I'm going to dry them. And it's important to have dry potatoes before we get them in the oven, because that's how we're gonna get that crispy skin on the outside with that creamy, fluffy interior. Now it's time for a special potato spa. I'm gonna drizzle my potatoes with about a tablespoon of olive oil, and then I'm gonna sprinkle them with some kosher salt and give them a good rub down. Poke each potato with a fork a couple times on each side. This allows the steam to escape so our potatoes don't explode in the oven. Now I'm gonna grate about 1.5 cups of cheese. You can use whatever cheese you like. I'm using a sharp white cheddar cheese. My bacon just came out of the oven. It's time to put the potatoes in. Normally I would put green onions in these potatoes, but I don't have any, so I'm gonna use some parsley that I have, and also some leftover green onions and chopped cilantro that I have left over from last night's nachos. Give your green onions or parsley or whatever flavorings you're using a rough chop. I'm shooting for maybe 1/2 cup of parsley. Our potatoes have now come out of the oven and our bacon is cooled, so let's chop up our bacon. Maybe I ate half a slice. Now that our potatoes are cool enough to handle, we're gonna cut them lengthwise so that there are 2 long halves. You want it to look like this. In a large mixing bowl, hold your potato over the bowl, and we're gonna scoop out most of the inside, leaving about a 1/2 inch border around the potato. So you're making a shell out of your potato. We're gonna mix those insides with some delicious flavorings, and the outside should look like this when you're done. Set it to the side until all your potatoes have had their flesh scooped out of them. To my bowl of potato guts, I'm gonna add my chopped parsley or green onions if you're using those. I'm gonna add my bacon, and I'm going to add about 1 cup of my cheese. So I'm gonna reserve a little bit of the cheese because we want to have some to sprinkle on top of these when we're finished filling them. Now we'll add a generous pinch of salt. As always, you're gonna wanna season to taste. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of garlic powder, maybe a teaspoon and a half, I really like garlic, and some black pepper. Really anything that you want in your mashed potatoes, you'll want in your filling. If you don't already have a potato masher that looks like this, I highly encourage you to get one. This is what we're gonna use to smash our potatoes. 1/2 cup of buttermilk to start with. I may add more to get the texture I'm looking for. Now a whole stick of softened butter. Added just a dash more buttermilk, and I'm adding a good dose of hot sauce, Frank's Red. Sour cream. Now, because I used buttermilk, I'm only using a little bit of sour cream. If you used regular milk, then you'll want to use more sour cream, just to taste until you get that smooth texture. That's all mixed up. Your mixture should look like mashed potatoes-ish. I don't think that needs anything else. Let's stuff the potatoes. Continue filling your potato shells until you have completed stuffing them all with their own guts. They're ready to go in the oven, 100 degrees. There you have it. These aren't gonna win any beauty contest, but they will win you friends. Maybe pack up a few and take some to your favorite fellow shut-ins. Or trade them for a roll of toilet paper like I plan to do.